This is the kind of video you want to send to folks that keep on saying racism doesn't exist, that Charlie Kirk was not a racist, that the people that have been criticizing Charlie Kirk after his passing are bad and we're racist and all this kind of stuff. This should be all they need to see. And I'm sure that a lot of folks that will see this that still support Charlie Kirk and still support racist people like him, okay, it'll go right over their head, but maybe it'll work. Who knows? Now this article here says, this is Yahoo News. It says, fact check, okay, Charlie Kirk introduced Kyle Rittenhouse as a hero to millions. Now, if you don't know who Kyle Rittenhouse is, understand this. Kyle Rittenhouse is a young man who went from another state to a state where they were having a Black Lives Matter rally. Kyle Rittenhouse was not a Black Lives Matter supporter. He was, I believe, 17 years old when he did this. All right, as you can see his picture, he's with Charlie Kirk on the stage and he looks kind of young. All right. In the video, which you can see, he had a rifle. All right, strapped to him. He had all kind of weapons with him. All right, he went to this rally intentionally to kill people. All right, and when it's like the equivalent of me. All right, a black man going to a KKK rally with an AR and all kind of stuff. All right, and expect to not have eyeballs on me, even if I'm going to a KKK rally. Now, I'm not saying that a Black Lives Matter rally is like a KKK rally. What I'm saying is that Black Lives Matter, they are against racists, as I am, and as you should be also. Okay, I'm not here to support Black Lives Matter and all that they do, but what I will say that, but what I'm saying is that they are against racism and they're against all that type of stuff, which Kyle Rittenhouse knew, and he went there intentionally to kill people. He killed 2 people. All right. Kyle Rittenhouse himself was not fatally or seriously wounded. Okay, but so I'm saying some people say, oh, well, he went there and people try to attack him. No, he went there and he attacked them. And then when people tried to stop him, he continued to shoot people. Not only did he kill 2 people, but he also wounded folks. Now, this has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk in the sense that Charlie Kirk did not do any of that. But Charlie Kirk, knowing all of that, put this young man on stage and introduced him as a hero to millions, as it says right here. Fact check, Charlie Kirk introduced Kyle Rittenhouse as a hero to millions. You may say, well, bro, this is fake. It's not real. My Charlie Kirk is a Christian, which he was not. He was what's called a Christian nationalist. I keep telling you, it's not the same thing. It's like Christian Science. Christian Science and Christianity are not the same thing. But a lot of people who don't understand this stuff will look at Charlie Kirk and say, oh, yeah, because you saw the video of him on a Christian show or somewhere where he's talking about God. But that Christian show, knowing that Charlie Kirk was not actually a Christian, as most people see, he was something different. He was what's called a nationalist, which is something completely different. They still allowed him to come on that show. And it's because a lot of those Christian shows, or I'm going to say so-called Christian shows, they themselves are involved in this racist, evil stuff themselves, but they're not going to tell you that outright. And a lot of you people that are in church and are watching this stuff don't understand what's really going on. That's why I'm making this video, to open up your eyes to the fact that there's an underlying, which this is something you guys should already know, but a lot of you guys don't know your own history. I have to say this. There's an underlying river of racism that still flows in America. And it flows around a lot of the churches in the Bible Belt, so on and so forth. So let's get into this. I'm going to go into the video of Charlie Kirk having this guy on here.
Kyle, welcome to Phoenix.
Thank you for having me, Charlie. How's it going?
Kyle, I just got to say that what you went through, where they try to destroy your life, the media try to destroy you, the current president right now called you a white supremacist. No vaccination. And Kyle, the way that you held it all together, you're a hero to millions, and it's an honor to be able to.
So you heard that? He said you're a hero to millions. Now, mind you, he said the current president called you a white supremacist. This man went once again to this young kid, I should say, went to a Black Lives Matter rally and murdered people. Okay, he murdered people. Charlie Kirk, knowing this, then after he murdered people, he got off. Let me say, well, he got off because it was self-defense. No, he got off because it's a racist nation that we're living in. If me, a black man, if I went to a KKK rally with a rifle strapped to my shoulder, okay? That's why if you watch the video, which I can't show you, if you watch the video, you will see Kyle Rittenhouse with all these weapons that he has on. It's not like he went to a Black Lives Matter rally to see what's going on, and people start chasing him to shoot him because he was white, and then all of a sudden he just happened to find a rifle laying on the ground and happened to use it. That's different. Okay, and they were shooting at him, and he had to pull the rifle up and use it. No, he went there armed like he was Rambo. Okay, he went there armed like Rambo and started shooting people. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys in the comments just how people twist the truth. But let's I want to show you guys how a lot of folks it's either one of the two things. One, they're incredibly stupid, or two, they know that what they're saying is a lie and they are intentionally trying to deceive. But now, for example, with Charlie Kirk here, he was intentionally trying to deceive because he knew that Kyle Rittenhouse committed murder. He knew that Kyle Rittenhouse was wrong in what he did. All right. You see here it says TPUSA at the bottom of the screen. It says Turning Point USA to the left of the screen. This is a group that Charlie Kirk helped found. All right. A big network. All right. That was bringing in, I'm sure, millions of dollars. At a young age of 30, I believe this is years ago. So this probably was Charlie Kirk was probably around like 27, something like that. Okay, when this stuff happened, this is a few years ago. So he probably was 27, 26, something like that when Charlie Kirk was on stage here. All right, so he's a young man, and he has a murderer on his show. He has a murderer on his show who killed unarmed people. These were unarmed people just protesting, and he came there and murdered them in cold blood. But just like George Zimmerman, who killed Trayvon Martin in cold blood, the kid was just walking back from a store. He was going to visit his father, and George Zimmerman murdered the kid, just killed the kid, and got off. All right. So in the same way, Kyle Rittenhouse said I could do the same thing, and he actually did it. And America said you can get off, Kyle. But if I, a black man, try to do that, that would never work. If anyone else try to do that, that would never work. But a white man can do that because America is racist. And a lot of black folks listen to me now and say, well, Winston, I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay. But then you at the same time praise Charlie Kirk, a man who I'm showing you had this murderer on his show. And there's no debate for this. There's no way for you to say, well, there's no wells. He did it, as you can clearly see. Let's go back again and show you what I'm talking about.
White supremacist. No fact.
He says no fact checking. He killed 2 people at a Black Lives Matter rally. That's all you need to understand. Okay, that's all you need to understand. And he killed them armed to the T. Armed to the T. He went there to intentionally kill them. But let's continue.
And Kyle, the way that you held it all together, you're a hero to millions, and it's an honor to be able to have you here. People have some very creative signs for you, Kyle. So Kyle, I guess the most obvious question is, how you hanging in there?
I'm doing good, Charlie. Ready to go on the mountain and get some snowboard again.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. So
can I ask?
So let's stop right there. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys another video. This is a video I can't play. All right, because it's showing Kyle Rittenhouse actually shoot and kill people. Okay, but what I will show you is the comments so you guys can understand how people, once again, they're either incredibly stupid and are not fact checking, or they're intentionally deceiving. Now, as you can see here, it says Chicago Sun-Times. It says graphic video allegedly shows 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse shooting 3 people. Okay. Now, when we go to the comments, now it actually does show him doing this. Now, as you can see here, you can see a man with a hoodie with a rifle in his hand. Okay. He has a backpack. He has all this kind of stuff with weapons. Okay. Ammo, all that kind of stuff. Once again, as I said, he went there armed. He went there armed. Okay. Now, in the video, you see people chasing him down. All right. Because he already is using the weapon. He has the weapon brandished. So, of course, they're chasing him. But look at people in the comments. Look what they're saying. Attackers, we weren't chasing him. Also, attackers get him. But what this person in the comments not telling you is that he went there armed. Okay. And he's already shot folks. Okay. This is so a person look at this comment section would not understand those facts because these people are either intentionally not telling you that part or incredibly stupid. Most of these comments are saying that Kyle is innocent when in actuality he went there armed. He's going to a Black Lives Matter rally to intentionally kill people. And after he shot somebody, people are chasing him, and people are trying to come into the comment section, and they're saying, "Oh, well, he was innocent, so he's being chased," but it's because of what he was doing, which they're not telling you. Okay, the fact that 2 people can watch this and have polar opposite opinions absolutely astounds me. Okay. Now let's look at the next comment. Dag, it's almost like you shouldn't attack someone with a gun who's running away from you. See how it's defending him? Okay. He's running away, but he just killed, so you just shot at someone. That's what they're not telling you. Okay. 100% of people who didn't attack Kyle didn't get shot by him. Amazing. See, all these comments are pro Kyle, okay? They're making it appear like he went to the devil's den, okay? And he had to defend himself. Number one, why were you there? Number two, why did you go there armed? You understand what I'm saying? It's like me going that's downtown, me going to Manhattan with a grenade in my hand and a bomb strapped to my chest, okay? And with a bunch of rifles in my hand, and then the cops tackle me down. I say, police brutality. The cops brought me down, police brutality. But I'm going there with a rifle in my hand and a bomb in my hand. You understand what I'm saying? Most people would defend me on that one. But he can go here as a young white man with weapons in his hand at a rally, and people will say he's innocent. That doesn't make any sense. But this is how people twist the truth, and they do it, and they're very successful when you do this in front of people that are uninformed. When you're uninformed, you can easily be deceived. Okay, I was talking to more than a few people when this situation with Charlie Kirk happened, and I had to explain to them, it's because you are uninformed that you were deceived by this stuff. And a lot of them, they just said, we'll agree to disagree. You know, and the reason why they say is because they themselves are uninformed. Okay, and like people say ignorance is bliss, that's not true all the time. Most of the time it's not true. I would say 99% of the time ignorance is not bliss. Okay. You know, the doctor tells you that you're sick and do X, Y, Z, and if you don't do X, Y, Z, this can happen. And you say, don't tell me what can happen. I'd rather be ignorant that way. Maybe that'll be okay. But outside of that, being ignorant causes a ton of, most of the time causes a ton of problems. All right. A person watching this video is seeing him run with a weapon in his hand. All right. My first question will be, why is he running with a weapon in his hand? How do all of these things come about that he's running down the street with a weapon in his hand? But the people in the comments, they're making it appear like he was just also with a weapon in his hand, and Black Lives Matter came around him, and he just had to defend himself, which is not at all what happened. But if you don't understand the facts, if you're uninformed, you would believe that and look at these comments and say, oh, wow, man, let's look at more comments. There's literally a guy chasing him with a gun. These people felt entitled to destroy anything that goes against their view and got an amazing reality check. See, once again, the guy's chasing him with a gun because he has a gun and because he killed people. All right. But once again, if you're uninformed, you would not know that. Okay. The question should be, number one, why is a person that's not Black Lives Matter, who's not pro Black Lives Matter, at a Black Lives Matter rally? Did he live around there? Was he just walking out of his house? No, he crossed state lines. He intentionally went there to kill people. Okay, but they're not saying this. Look at the next comment. Kyle getting chased down. Now, mind you, this is not, this is the Chicago Sun-Times. This is not, you know, a MAGA or a Republican or a pro-Trump, you know, super pro-Trump video. It's a video from Chicago Sun-Times. All right. It's just saying, look, even if it was from Fox or whatever, the video is not saying believe anything this way or another way. It's just showing you what's happened. Okay. That's all it's doing. Now, as you see, I'm going through these comments. Where do you see comments of people saying what I just said? When they say these comments are packed with people defending him. Notice how he stopped shooting once the attackers were backing away. Okay. Now, they're called attackers. Even though he's shooting at them and they're unarmed, they're called attackers. Okay. That is, and I have to say this because this is the mindset of these people. Their mindset is white America is under attack. White America is under attack. Straight white males are under attack. Okay, we're under attack, and that's why Kyle Rittenhouse is a free man today, because they preach a lie that, you know, number one, as Charlie Kirk preached, he preached that systematic racism is a myth. Okay, so in other words, black people saying that we're being treated racist is a lie. We're not being treated racist. We just are complainers. All day long we just want to complain about racism that happened to our slave ancestors years ago, but now all the racism is gone away and nothing bad happens to us. We need to stop talking about it. But in actuality, racism only happens to straight white males. And that's why when I look at this video of Kyle Rittenhouse running with a rifle at a Black Lives Matter rally that he intentionally intended to kill people, they will say, look, straight white male being attacked, straight white male being the target. See, this is the truth. This is what's really happening. But only an uninformed person that is a fool would believe that when you actually, if you just did a modicum of research, you would clearly see that this man went there intentionally to kill people. Okay, even if you don't believe that he is in his intent, if you fact check, you will find that he traveled across state lines. He now lived in that place. He traveled there, and he's there with weapons, which you can see in this picture in his hand. He has a long rifle in his hand. Okay, so with that alone, that will let you know, all right, that he went there to cause trouble. All right, let's continue to read. Notice how he stopped shooting once the attackers were backing away. That's the definition of self-defense. He stopped being the aggressor when he realized they are backing off. He stopped being aggressive when he realized he shot enough people and he probably didn't want to kill anybody else. Okay, he didn't blindly keep shooting. He kept his composure and continued on with the retreat. Mind you, look how it says here. He kept his composure and continued on with the retreat. Is this a war? Why are you having a retreat at all with a weapon in your hand? You understand what I'm saying? The stuff that I'm saying in this video, I shouldn't even have to say this, but I want you guys to understand how misinformation, okay, on the side of Charlie Kirk's gang, Turning Point, it's the reason why his group was also called Turning Point, okay? Turning Point USA. In other words, let's turn America around. Let's turn the USA around to what? Into a time where blacks were under our feet, okay? That's why it's called Turning Point USA. That's why he was called a Christian nationalist, okay? Scroll down. Amazing self-restraint for a kid running for his life. See what I'm saying? Running for his life. Look at this one. I am black, but this is just pure madness. Who in his right mind attacks an armed person? The idea of being armed is specifically to protect oneself. The kid was literally running away while being hunted down. Mind you, once again, he is actually the hunter. Okay, he obviously had no intention to kill anyone. So if he didn't have no intention to kill anyone, why is he running down the street? Why is he there at a Black Lives Matter rally with a gun in his hand? Okay, he obviously had no intention to kill anyone, but it was either that or lose his own life to those thugs. No sympathy for those who were shot. They didn't ask for it. They literally begged for it. This is an open and shut case. I wonder why it's still so polarizing. Plain self-defense. Okay, so once again, in closing, you, a white male, travel across state lines to go to a rally of people that you are totally against. You go there brandishing an automatic weapon. An automatic weapon. People at the rally try to stop you as you shoot people. You run. A video is put online of you, after you're doing all this kind of stuff, running down the street, people are saying, get him, stop him. And they change the narrative to, he's running in self-defense. When in actuality, you went there armed like Rambo, armed like Terminator to kill people that did nothing to you at all. But because there's a lie across America of white people being in danger, okay, white people having to run from the dangerous black folks, okay, and this is put on the news every single night. Every single night. You don't turn news on and see, wow, look at this black man that graduated high school. Wow, look at this black man that graduated college. Look at this black man that opened up a business. Look at this black woman that opened up a business. You don't see that stuff. But what you do see is a black person that's robbed the liquor store. Somebody will say, well, if black people stop robbing a liquor store, they want to make videos about it. The only problem is that in every race, there are people robbing liquor stores. There are people committing crimes all across the world. But the news specifically targets us by showing the worst of us instead of showing the best of us. And they show the worst of us at a rate that's much higher, like 100-to-1, to them showing the best of us. Okay, that's the point that I'm making. And they do this, when they do this because it gets clicks. Like me, I'm on YouTube, okay, I'm online. I understand there are certain things you can put up that can get you more clicks, we can get you more money. In the news, which has been around before YouTube and all these other social media sites, been understood. They understand that you know that sex sells. They understand that violence sells. Okay, they understand that fear sells. All right, and they've taken black people, and for years they've used us as a fear mongering tactic. Like the first movie that's made in America, it was called Birth of a Nation. And in that movie, Birth of a Nation, the first movie that was made, it was a movie pushed by the KKK, where they showed white men with blackface running around trying to R white women. Okay, this is like around the time of Reconstruction, right? The slaves got out of slavery, and it was a movie that helped black people. It helped white folks to be ginned up against black people, essentially. Okay, because when they watched the film, they said, "Wow, look at these black folks going around trying to kill and R white women," which was not happening. It was not happening. It was a lie. But the movie made them think that was what was going on. Okay, and so we see right here Kyle Rittenhouse. He's running with a weapon in his hand like Rambo. And you see this guy right here who says he's black. He says, I am black. He says, but this is pure madness. Who in his right mind arms and attacks an armed person? Then he says he obviously had no intention to kill. No, he obviously had an intention to kill. What's madness is what this guy is saying. Okay, what's madness is the fact that people uninformed can look at this stuff and think, wow, I'm going to believe the insane story of the extreme right. Okay, now me, I'm an independent. I'm neither right nor left. I'm on God's side. And God's side is not to say, let's defend a murderer. Let's defend a George Zimmerman who killed an unarmed black man. Let's defend Kyle Rittenhouse who killed unarmed black people that were just at a rally, and he went there armed. He went there armed, okay, to kill them. Killed them, goes to court, and as a 17-year white man, young white male, he said he's in court, and he basically was like, look, I felt in danger. I felt in danger, okay. Well, then why did you go there? Why did you go to armed also? Why did you do that, Kyle? And you can see the rifle in his hand. That's not the kind of thing you can hide in your boot bag. It's not like he was walking down there, and he always just happens to carry a. Even that would be inexcusable. But let's just say, for example, he just happens to always hold a rifle in his backpack. Okay, and Black Lives Matter people start out of nowhere just saying, "Hey, white boy," and start pushing him, so he had to pull it out. Even that would not be true because you can't carry that kind of weapon in your backpack. It's too long to even keep it there. So he literally had to have it brandished. Okay. There's no way you can defend Kyle no matter what you say. But the people in the comments, they are, number one, like I said before, either intentionally trying to deceive, which I believe a lot of them are, and they're racist, and they're putting these comments because they want people to believe their racist mindset, or you're incredibly uninformed. All right. Now, as you can just see from watching this video I just made, I basically talked in circles over and over and over and over again to explain the exact same point over and over and over again, which I shouldn't have to explain. But there are so many uninformed people, especially black people, that will jump onto the MAGA train, okay? Jump onto the racist train, okay? Because there's extreme racism in MAGA, okay? There's extreme racism with people that follow Turning Point, because it still exists, Turning Point, the group that Charlie Kirk created. You see Charlie Kirk with this man on the stage. This is not AI. This is not me making a lie, all right? This is what happened. This is the truth. This is reality. I did not know that Charlie Kirk endorses young man because I did not follow Charlie Kirk. Never would think to, or never have a reason to follow Charlie Kirk. Okay, and there are millions of types of Charlie Kirks. There are millions of Charlie Kirk types, I should say, out there. All right, but for the folks that support him, if you see the evidence in this video that I just displayed to you, if someone has shared this video to you, and you still after all of this can't see that not that Charlie Kirk was racist, because that's established, okay? But if you can't see that there is an intentional deception out there, okay, to twist the truth, to take pure racists and to say, look, they're not racist when they actually are, to take murderers, okay, and say they're not murderers when they actually are in America, and that it's against minorities, it's against black people, as it's always been in this nation, then you don't have a brain to use. If you can't see that, you don't have eyes to see, you don't have ears to hear, as Jesus said. Jesus said, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. And now you understand why he would say something like that. Okay? He who has eyes to see, let him see. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. And you guys who say, all Christians especially, y'all don't do that. Okay? You should be able to clearly see this stuff. But instead, I guarantee you, some of you folks are going to take this video, you're going to send it to some of your friends, and they're going to say, well, what? It doesn't prove anything. Okay? It doesn't prove anything. They don't want to see. They don't want to see. All right. They want to be racist. And the reality is that there are a lot of black people that they are racist themselves against their own people. Okay. It's just the reality. They're racist against their own people. All right. Whether maybe they were treated bad by a black person before, whatever case may be, but a lot of them, they have hate in their heart, and you don't want to address that. And you a lot of y'all try to hide behind Jesus. Okay. Hide behind Christianity. I'm a Christian myself, but I'm saying I've seen this with my own eyes. Okay, a lot of you guys will say, I'm a Christian, I'm that. I love God. But you also are racist against your own people. And that's why you love running to the extreme right. You love running to MAGA. You love running to Trump. You love running to all of these people that are racist, and you love supporting them because they have the same hate in their heart that you have. It's just as simple as that. Okay, it's as simple as that. I remember years ago, I was in West Philadelphia, and I was coming home from work. All right, and two black guys asked me, it was actually one black guy in the beginning. He asked me for some money. And he asked me for money. I said, I don't have any. He asked me, and I just got paid, I had money in my pocket, but it was late. It was dark. I didn't want to reach into my pocket, put money out that late by myself. Okay. in a kind of a dangerous area. All right. So the guy asked me twice. The third time, the guy asked me for money. God, the Holy Spirit told me, he said, basically, look, this is not what it appears. All right. And I felt a check in my spirit. But I didn't listen as I should have. And the guy asked me the third time, he said, you sure have any money at all? And I said, no, I don't have any money. Now, at that very moment, when I had that check in my spirit, when he asked the third time, I turned around. There was a man with a bandana on his face. Okay. He was like, he could have been a football player. There was a black guy who was big as a football player. He had a bandana over his face, and he punched me straight in the face. Okay, when he punched me, I saw a flash. It was like right there in the face. I saw a flash. I fell down, and a guy started to kick me and stop me, and he tried to rob me. Now, mind you, at the time, I don't think I had a this is many years ago. I didn't even have a checking account. Okay, so I had all my money in my pocket for my check. I think I went to a check cashing place. All right, and they're kicking me and trying to rob me. I thought to myself, I said, God, if you could just give me the strength to get up. I was able to get up, fight them off. Okay, I kept my money, but they ended up stealing my phone because my phone was on a clip. And this is when people had their phones on clips and stuff. And my phone came off. It was I think it was a T-Mobile Sidekick or something like that I had. And he grabbed my phone and ran away. Now, after that happened, in my heart, I could feel anger against black men. Even though I'm a black man myself, I had an anger against black men for them robbing me. Okay, but I knew, and it could have developed into a great hate, but I knew that was not of God, and that was not the Christian way to think. Okay, but a lot of you so-called Christians that are out there, that's how you think. You have a hate against black people. You have racism in your heart against your own people. You won't admit that, okay? And you won't admit that. But I'm telling you right now, the reason why you support these folks is because that's what you have in your heart. All right. And that tried to creep into my heart. But you know what? And for 2 weeks, I remember, I cannot shake the feeling of being angry at black men. I cannot shake the feeling. But after 2 weeks, and I prayed about it, the feeling went away. And I said, I'm not going to judge all black people or all black men for something that these two criminals did. Okay, I'm not going to judge all black men because of that. Now, at the same time in my life, many times I was pulled over by white cops, searched for no reason at all. Even walking down the street, I was told to stop and give up my information for doing nothing wrong. Now, and the same thing happened. I said, I'm not going to judge all white people for what these racist cops did. Okay. Now, me, I've encountered more racist cops than I've encountered non-racist cops. Okay, in my lifetime. All right, as a black man. But still, I will not judge all cops and say they're all racist because of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you guys support MAGA, support Turning Point and these racist groups, and then try to say, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. But if you're going to do that and then say, oh, I'm with God and I'm on God's side. No, you're not. Okay, the Bible says that we should not hate, but we should forgive. All right. But also we have to have eyes to see, ears to hear. Jesus said, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. You've heard what I just told you. You've seen the evidence. You should do your research, use your ears, use your eyes, and use your common sense. Stop being deceived by these racist people. And as I've said before in my other videos, these racist folks are not going to come out and say we're white supremacists. As you saw in the video, Charlie Kirk said they tried to call you a white supremacist. And people said, boo, boo, when they know good and well that they are proud white supremacists. But they cannot come out. And that was actually Charlie Kirk using code speech there also. Okay. He was basically saying, like, we know where that, but, you know, and that's why they booed. Okay. But they all know that they're proud white supremacists. But they cannot say that online, because if they were to say we're white supremacists, they would be blocked from being online. They would be, you know, like a lot of these people online on YouTube who, when they say stuff like that, they get kicked off of YouTube, okay, and all kind of stuff. All right, for saying things that they don't want them to say. I'm just telling you the truth. That's how these social media sites work. So these people, knowing they cannot say that, have to continually act like they're not part of that. But that's what they are. You judge a person based on what they do, not on what they say. Okay, you judge a person based on what they do, not on what they say. All right. So use your common sense. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, share this video. God bless. Peace.